Hey, this is WebGender1977 here. Excuse me. Back in the Oasis once again, of course. And as you can see from the title, got a huge pickups video here. And I can't say that it's a lot of items, but it's cool items. Very cool items. So, huge in that aspect. More so than a huge amount of stuff. So anyway, well, first of all, don't have to show you anything back there yet. I got this Gundam shirt from Mr. Transaaron 38, also known as Smokescreen 38 here on YouTube. Make sure you check him out and subscribe. And it's the same as the Optimus Prime shirt, got the same time. So anyway, let's get into it here. Don't necessarily need anybody to come into the live stream, but if they do, they do. Okay, so first thing, not doing this in any specific order. It all sort of came around the same time. So anyway, first item is a case. Woo! But what's in the case? What's in the case? So I got my portable, it's an amber neck device. Don't really want to go into the model number. If anybody wants to know the model number, let me know. And I'll put it in the description. Maybe I'll put it in there anyway, we'll see. But anyway, it does a lot of, it's got a lot of stuff on it. It's got a crappy memory card in it, to be quite honest. But if it takes crap, then I'll just, it'll give me a good excuse to put a better one in it and to, load up a different operating system. But I can tell it's not, where it's not the, best feeling handheld. It's definitely not very cheap feeling either. Look, you see my Ghostbusters project back here with the reflection. But anyway, it's got a decent feel to it. The buttons are nice and clicky. Very responsive. It's got analog joysticks. They kind of look like the Switch joysticks. So yeah, they're not exactly as good as the Switch joysticks, but they do have clicking functions as well. Actually, that's how you get back to, like, the main menu from a game. But yeah, very nice. I'll probably be doing a review on this pretty soon. Showing off some stuff. Also, it has Wi-Fi, but you need this little dongle. But it did come with the dongle, so that's cool. It also came with a USB-A to USB-C port cable for charging. So yeah, so that's really cool. Glad to add that to my collection. I wanted a horizontal, horizontal one rather than a vertical one. I like the vertical ones. They remind me of Game Boys. It's cool, but very good, a lot better ergonomics to me. Feels better in the hand, and your hands don't cramp up so easy in the horizontal. The horizontal direction there, like, okay, so this has got to be one of the coolest ones. The Sega CD and the 32X and the Genesis, which you really can't have a Sega CD without the Sega Genesis. I mean, you can, but it just won't work. Sega CD has a couple problems. First of all, I thought the latch had a problem. Turns out it's not the latch that's the problem. I think someone tore this apart. I think that's what happened is someone tore this apart. And they didn't put it back together properly. And instead of the door springing open, you have to pry it open. And when you let go of it, it springs shut. So I'm thinking they put the spring in upside down, if that's even possible. Put the mechanism, or whatever type of mechanism it's used. I'm assuming it's a spring, but whatever type of mechanism that's used for this to make the door spring open when you hit the latch, it's making it spring shut. So I'll address that issue. Yeah, this in here, I think it reads, but the motor is dead. It won't spin a disc. So I'm going to have to tear it apart, look at it, see if, make sure the connections are good. If not, I actually picked up another Sega CD, just the CD that part though, not the Genesis part of it, just the CD part of it. I actually picked up another one. I paid for it today. I'm going to go pick it up next week sometime. It's like an hour and a half away or something, so didn't really feel like driving 3 hours round trip to go get it tonight. I would love to have had it, but I ensured that I'm going to have it by getting her to hold it for me by PayPaling or Cash Apping her the money, so that way she'll hold it for me. So, next item, I have the various, well, I'll show you some of the stuff for that. I'm not going to show you the power bricks. I mean, that's just kind of boring. But I'll show you the various adapters and controllers and such I have that I was given with it. I paid $180 for it. I think that was a pretty fair price because if you look on eBay or anywhere, just the Sega Genesis with the 32X, you're going to pay about $200 for both of those together, if not more. So, we got this box, power plug. Not exactly sure what it does, but I mean, it has like, you know, turbo and slow and auto and steer, thrash, pro, a reset button on it. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I'm not going to pretend I know what it does, but you know me, I'll figure it out one way or another. So there's that. There's also, somebody didn't know how to wrap up their controllers. But anyway, there's also a traditional 3-button controller. There's also the video cable, AV cable, however you want to say it. There's also a 6-button controller, which I've never seen. It kind of resembles, you know, the 6-button that everyone knows, but it's got convex and concave buttons. Maybe the other one had that too. I have a 6-button over there. I'll have to compare it to, but the shape of it's kind of different. It's weird. I'll do a comparison video between those in a later video. There's also a joystick. I'm not exactly sure what. I mean, I know what it goes to. It goes to the Genesis. Also, it could plug into the Atari. It's the same, you know, plug, but it's almost like a, you know, I don't know, joystick for like, you know, an airplane game or something. I don't know. That might work good for the games that I got for it. Like I said, I also got the 3 power bricks. I'm not going to bore you with the power bricks. I'll look in the bag just to make sure there isn't anything else in there but the power bricks. But these things weigh a ton, so I know that I'm going to look at them anyway, but I'm pretty sure they're Sony branded, that they're Sega branded and not cheap rip-offs of them. They're definitely heavier branded ones, for sure. But we have, you know, there's Sega. There's a Sega. Anybody that knows, if you want to plug in the Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and the Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and the Sega 32X, you got to have 3 power plugs. I don't know what Sega was thinking, but that's just the way it is. Anyway, on with some other stuff here. I got Star Wars Arcade in box. Great shape. It's a little bit bent up, a little bit bent up, but not bad at all. But yeah, it has the game in here in wonderful shape, actually. See if it has the booklet. I believe it does. Yeah, it does. It has the booklet. All the booklets were in black and white, at least to my knowledge, anyway, for the 32X. There's also another advertising kind of paper in there. There's actually the original price tag in here of $59.99, and there's also a receipt in here where someone paid $45.30 for it at like a mom and pop, like a retail store of some sort. So that's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of documentation. Doesn't really make it worth anymore, but it's still cool. It's still cool to. I don't really need it to be worth more because I'm not planning on selling it. So, and then there's also one called Shadow Squadron, which kind of see a pattern here. I mean, it kind of resembles it a lot. But anyway, I don't know which one came first, but the chicken or the egg now. This is also in very great condition, and it also has the manual. So yeah, super stoked about this. But I'm gonna tear the old Sega CD apart when I get the chance because, like I said, it doesn't want to spin a disc. Also, got a Sega CD game called Thunder Strike. This person must have loved flying games, you know what I'm saying? It looks pretty cool. I don't know that I've ever played this, but again, it has the disc in decent shape, the piece of foam that goes in there, and obviously it has the manual because, as a lot of you may know, the cover art is the manual. So, and it's in color, although it should be printed in black and it's printed in black and white, but the front and back covers of the actual manual are in color. So, not that that's a deal breaker for me, but it's nice to have, colored the cover color. And then last but not least, I got a Pandora box. It's got a world map on it. It's kind of neat. I will say I'll plug this in, and I'm not saying that it's crap by any means, but it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be like. First of all, it has a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in it that happens to be a SanDisk. It's not one of those cheap knockoff SanDisks, or one of those cheap knockoff micro you know what I'm saying, micro cards or whatever, micro SD card. There we go. I'll spit it out eventually. It's not one of those cheap micro SD cards, branded ones. It's actually, a SanDisk. But despite the fact that it's 256 gigs, it's got like 6,000 games on it, which is Bush League. I got this Raspberry Pi 3, and it's only got a 128 gig card in it, and it's got tens of thousands of games on it. You know what I'm saying? This is also capable of it. And I'm definitely going to be putting more games onto it. But also, what I figured out is these ports in the back. The actual micro SD card is inside the unit, not out here. This is actually metal, which is pretty cool. It's not cheap plastic, at least. But most of you know what this stuff is. Ethernet. This is the optical port. This is like an audio jack. HDMI, power, of course. This is the switch to turn the actual Pandora box innards on. And this is a switch for LEDs that light up the... It's just got an LED strip in the bottom. And it lights up all the buttons. But the cool thing is, there's some USB ports here. And when I first saw them, I thought, okay, that's USB ports to plug controllers into. But no, it isn't. It's actually comes with a USB to USB. I can actually plug one of these, or I don't know if I need both of them or not, into my Raspberry Pi and use this as a controller for the Raspberry Pi. So that's probably the route I'm going to go. I might go over here a little bit and cut a hole and actually mount the Raspberry Pi inside. I've seen a bunch of people unplug the actual box inside, the Pandora box inside. I'm going to put this down. It's getting a little heavy, even though it's not heavy. Everything gets heavy eventually, right? I've seen people take the pin connection off of the actual Pandora box and repin it, find the pin out for it, and then plug it right into the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi actually has a bar on it, pins, and it can plug right in. But I figure, why do that when all I have to do is Velcro this baby down on the inside, run one of these wires, or maybe both, I'm not sure which I have to do, to the USBs out there. Then I'd have to run, of course, the power and the HDMI, the HDMI out, of course. And I could essentially put this inside and just have it running. I don't have to unplug the pin out on the other device, and repin it, and then if I want to go back, repin it again. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to plug it in, USB. So it's a controller. I don't even have to run power on the actual Pandora box to do it. I'll turn the big switch on just so I have LEDs. I can plug it in. I can turn just the switch on for the LEDs, and it'll be working fine. So yeah, that's the haul there. So I think that's a pretty dang good haul. I'm not sure if I said hi, Todd, but hi. Appreciate you stopping in, brother. But like I said, the guy was positive that the lens itself will read, but it's not spinning. The disc isn't spinning. So, like I said, I do have a second. I did buy a second Sega CD. I'm gonna go pick it up next week sometime, and I'm not sure if it works. She's not sure if it works because it comes with no cables, which I do have, so I don't have to worry about all that. But one thing I am 100% sure of, and she sent me a picture of it, and first of all, it looks in just as good a shape as this, and maybe better shape. I don't know, but it looks from the outside. We know how that can be deceiving, but I paid $20 for it. And the outside, just the casing is worth more than that. And also, the picture of it opened, so that I know for a fact that the lid will stay open on the other one I bought. So, I could swap that case, top of the case, whatever it takes. I'm not going to take the little mechanisms apart, because anyone that's ever torn anything apart knows that if you start tearing stuff like that apart, springs and pieces of metal go flying all directions, screws, whatever. If you even find them, then you got to put them back in the right spot. And now, I'm going to test, when I get the other one, I'm going to test it. I haven't tested this one yet to see if I can do anything. But when I get the other one, I'm going to test it. If it works, then that's fine. I'm not going to do a thing to it, except for snap this other Genesis onto it, use it as is. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try to get one of them working. If I happen to get the other one working before that one, I'll just basically take the top off of it, put it on this one. That way I have a working one with a working lid. And yeah. So, in the meantime, I cleared off a spot right here. I moved some stuff around, as you can see. You'll really be able to see it on my next tour video. And the Sega CD is going right up here, baby. Well, it was already up there, but I moved it all back down here to do a pickups video on it. You know, I didn't want to say, hey, look it over there. Can you see it? It's way over there. I can't think of anything else right offhand that I picked up. Trying to think here. But, don't think there's anything else. If there is, I'll just have to do another video, I guess. But, definitely an awesome pickup. Definitely an awesome, awesome pickups for the Oasis. But, yeah. Just wanted to get on here. Like I said, I didn't even expect anybody to come into the live. Appreciate anybody that comes in or that came in or whatever. The case may be. I also equally appreciate anybody that watches this video afterwards and comments, likes the video, maybe subscribes, consider subscribing. There we go. I'll spit it out. But I just wanted to come on here and, because like I said in a previous video, I had quite a bit of stuff here, and I figured what better way to just do a live stream and show off all the stuff that I have. As you can tell, I put the bright light on so you can see stuff a little bit better. Because the other light, it's sufficient to walk around in and do stuff, but to see stuff in detail, it's not quite as good as the big light. But I'll end this stream pretty soon here, and I'll put everything back where I had it. And yeah, right now I have I've been putting the Pandora box over in this little monitor over here. I actually have a small monitor. You can't see it from your vantage point, but I actually have a small monitor. I don't know if it's down in between this plastic drawer and this wooden cabinet here setting that I could use to put in an arcade cabinet should I get one. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. It works on VGA and everything, so I mean, it'll work with a wide variety of stuff, so but just give it a few more minutes here and think of if there's anything else. Not sure if I showed this on stream. Not very exciting, but for me, pretty exciting, only because of the fact that, yeah, it's just an RCA cable. But for some reason, my niece got me an RCA cable, a long one. I'm going to retry it. I'm going to try it into a different port just to see if maybe the port was screwed up for some reason. Because I tried it in my stereo on a port on the back, and I tried this one on the front. So I'm going to try it on the front to see if it works. But if not, I can always use this, string it across the floor, and I'm going to get a rug and put over top of it. But this is going to give me the ability, as you can see, it has an adapter with the headphone jack. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack to plug into my projector. And I watched a couple movies, and it sounds amazing. I have to turn it up a little. Anybody that knows anything about plugging one of these into like an audio video out as opposed to a headphone out, which is what I'm putting it in. The headphone out is just a little bit weaker signal, I guess is for lack of a better term. like a little bit of a weaker signal. So whereas, you know, a straight line out or like an optical port, like I showed you on that Pandora box, you might want to have it at like a 20 to have a nice volume. You might want to put it at 30 or 35 to have the same result. So it's a little bit weaker signal, so you just want to turn the volume up slightly more. But this stereo is amazing that I got from my cousin, so it's got plenty of volume to spare. More than I want to turn it up. Because, you know, especially since, you know, a couple of months I'll be 48. I don't need to lose my hearing anytime soon. So, I think that is it. Probably going to do a video on this. What I'll probably do is I'll find some sort of video other than my own. Maybe one of Todd's videos. Todd, if you're in here, if you're still in here and hearing me, if I could get your permission. Or someone else's video that I'm not going to get a copyright strike for. I'll like download it or something, or get them to send it to me. Even if it's just a small clip, which I kind of prefer a small clip because I don't really need a big one. And I'll show you my projector setup because I don't want to stream a DVD or anything. Maybe a DVD would be fine because I own it, but I still don't want to take the chance of it copywriting any copyrighted material of any kind. So I want to use someone's video. Number one, so no copyrights. Number two, to support their channel. I'm always for that. Like I said, there's not a million people that come into my channel and be like, man, I can really help you out, you know. But every little bit counts. Every little bit helps. It's a thought, and it's also the thought that counts, you know. We got to help each other out as YouTubers. We got to help each other out, you know. So, you know, what better way to get the job done? Show you my setup and the sound of my setup, and help somebody out in the process. So, nothing wrong with that at all. But anyway, what in the world did I just hit? Oh, that was my magnetic thing. You can use any of my video. Okay. I have to find a cool one, brother. And hey, Steph. Why I make AI music, so don't have to copyright music. Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to. I've already told you, Todd. Of course, I'm just boring you. But I've been wanting to get a video set up. And some music, some uncopyrighted music, obviously, for like an intro and stuff. I'll get it eventually. I'll get one set up eventually, but for now, it's fine. But yeah, how you doing, Steph? I already showed all the stuff, but I could show you a couple more things. I could show you a couple of things. Check this out. You know what this is, don't you? Ooh. With the Sega CD, or yeah, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and Sega 32X. Oh yeah, ain't it a thing of beauty? But anyway, and the good old Pandora box, which I'm going to, you know, make better, which isn't going to take a whole lot, honestly. Got the Amberneck device, portable device. You believe this thing? You probably will. I know Todd will, because he knows a lot about this stuff, probably more than I do, maybe. But it had absolutely no Mario games, absolutely no Sonic games, and I get it, but at the same time, pretty sure you can make a clone of like the first couple Marios, or maybe the first 3 Marios. I don't think there's a copyright on them anymore. I think the royalties vanished a long time ago, but they're still being safe, I guess. The other one I had like Super Plumber 1, Super Plumber 2. We know who those are, right? But I did put, instead of going to the Nintendo, putting all of them on, I just put Mario All-Stars in the Super Nintendo part. Done. Don't need to put any more if you got that one, you know, because it's got all of them with the Super Mario World, you know, so you got that one too. Anyway, let me catch up with the clock, with the time, with the chat here. How's that? Good, just made supper. I'll go back and watch when you're done. And Gage is stuffing. Oh, Gage is stuffing his face. That's exactly what I just got done doing. Some lasagna. Del Grosso sauce. I like Del Grosso sauce. I just like probably every other sauce better. When it comes to sauce, I'm a picky eater, but when it comes to sauce, I'm kind of the opposite in a way. And what I mean by that is I think the cheaper sauces are better, in my opinion, with the exception of Prego. I like Prego the best, probably, especially the mini meatballs. If you haven't tried it, you need to. It's got mini meatballs in it. What's not to like? I mean, it's already got them in there. But the Hunts, they're cheap, very cheap, and good. It's really good, you know. So yes, I am. But yeah, how's it going, Mr. Gage? But yeah, it's pretty much. Oh, here's a few other things you can see, Steph, without that's Shadow Squadron, Star Wars Arcade, and Thunderstrike for the Sega CD. So definitely gonna try to get that working. Also, Steph and Gage yet wasn't in here. I also bought a second Sega CD console. Not that the lady's not sure if it works or not. But the biggest problem with this one is the CD doesn't spin up. I'm gonna swap if I have to. I'm gonna swap probably just the whole eye mechanism over from the other one to this one if it works. If the other one works, I'm not gonna swap anything. I'm just gonna use the other one. Why swap it? You know what I mean? Because the other one looks in just as good a shape, if not better. The other bad thing about this one is I think they put the mechanism to make the door spring open in backwards. Because instead of springing open, you got to pry it open and it springs shut. Really strange. Very strange. But anyway. Jeff loves the ragged chunky garden. Gage can't have that. He's stuck. Yeah, I like the Huts. I think I like the Hunts the best. I like the Prego. The mini meatball is probably the best. Ragu's really good too, though. Don't get me wrong. But the cheapest stuff I like is Huts. Hunts. 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 Just comes in a can. You gotta open it. There's probably something cheaper than that, and I probably would like that too. To me, it's like the simpler the better as far as like sauce goes. When I think where they go wrong, at least for me personally, is when they put so much stuff in it to make it fancy that I don't like the texture or I don't like the taste of it. But you know, cheaper stuff they don't do that, so I like it. You know, that's my theory. I don't know if it's 100% accurate or not, but you know. Oh, also there is one more thing. I can now film not only my phone. I have the same case on there, obviously, but I got a new phone, as you probably already know from another video. It's like a powder blue kind of color, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. But also got a case, which I couldn't film, obviously, with my phone, but I got a case. You can put it in there sideways. Knit magnets. It's got a belt clip. Also, a thing to put it on a belt if the clip would break or you don't want to use that. It also has, that I didn't even notice at first, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but it has a pouch in there, right there, to put like credit cards or license or whatever. What model phone is this? This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. It's just got the little screen. Oh, check out this little screen, by the way. Once it, it's a little bright, a little too bright to. There we go. But anyway, this is the Z Flip 4 has the little screen. There's ones below it too. Obviously, there's a Z Flip 2, Z Flip 3. This is Z Flip 4. The Z Flip 5 goes the whole screen. The whole screen. Yeah, I mean they're nice. They're decent. I mean, it's pretty cool how, you know, just, you know, pretty neat. This is my second one, but not because of the screen like a lot of people would think, but because of the USB-C port, which, to be fair, I think might have been partially my fault from cleaning it out, trying to scratch it, which is where the case comes in. So I'm no longer putting it in my pocket, getting the pocket lint in my port, you know, because none of these cases for these cover the USB-C port, which is a design flaw if you ask me. But oh, cool. Did something happen to you? No, I didn't actually say it. I told you now, honestly, but I might have mentioned it before, but I can't remember. But yeah, the USB-C port screwed up. It wouldn't charge anymore. But like I said, I think it was partially due to my fault because I kept cleaning it out. And I think one of my clean outs, I probably scratched or bent something that... I don't think I bent it, though, because I would have noticed a bendager in something. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But I think I just scratched it or something. It wasn't making good contact or something. How's the camera? It's actually not terrible. What is the... I can look up specs on it. I mean, I know you could too, but not calling you stupid, obviously. But I can't remember. I know it's got 1080p. It might have 4K. I know it's not as good as, obviously, like the flagship phones, like the Galaxy S25, or might be 26 by now. But Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 camera specs. I should have put video specs. Let me... Yeah, it does 4K. Offering 4K video capture at 60 frames per second with its main dual camera system, and 4K at 30 frames per second with the front-facing camera. So meaning this camera is, you know, is 4K but with 30 frames per second, and then that one's full, you know, at 60. This is 4K at 60 frames per second. And the main camera is a 12 megapixel. Hey girlie, how's it going? Yeah, I think I did. I think I got a little aggressive trying to clean out the port. Mainly probably because it's, you know, it's happened a few times, and I'm like, again, and then and may have ended up scratching something in there. I'm not sure, but it wouldn't charge anymore. You were playing superheroes. Cool. Are you Wonder Girly? Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the haul. Can't think of any. Also, I'd like to also mention that, as you can see, my proton pack is up here. The guitar's gone. The guitars are actually hiding behind that speaker over there that you probably can't see. Okay, that speaker right here. They're actually hiding behind that. There's also, I don't know if that was here last time or not, my stereo. I got this speaker, got one on the opposite side. Then I got a speaker here and on the opposite side over there. And I want to put a center, I got a center speaker and a subwoofer, but I haven't hooked them up yet. Jeff is always digging. Not his ass. Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I'd rather him be digging in his phone than his ass. So, yeah, I mean, it's his ass. He can do whatever he wants with it, but as long as we don't have to see it, correct? But anyway, yeah. I think that's, well, anyway, I moved some stuff around, mainly due to, I'm freed up this one wall over here. So when I get rich, never going to get rich, when I get more money, more like it, I'm going to buy some wood and make some shelves. So I think I put 2x12s up there. I think that's a 2x12. I have to measure it. Obviously, it's not going to measure 2x12 because it's a finished board, not a rough cut board. But you know what I mean. It's roughly that. I think that's what it is. I'm going to put at least one of those shelves up. And then I'm going to try to find something that's sort of like, you know, that black shelf over here, like a wall hanging bookshelf, if that makes sense, to put various stuff in, so I can, you know, have more room for stuff, obviously. Rose. Sorry, girly. Yeah, girly. Sorry, Rosie. I apologize. How about backside? Does that work? Or derriere? I like derriere. How about you? Don't be digging in your derriere. How's that? Does that work? But anyway. Sounds kind of funny, but, you know, it works, right? Oh. Also got this pen. I'm not exactly sure. It's an Elder Scrolls pen. Kind of puzzled on what exactly the pen means exactly, because apparently I don't know Elder Scrolls like as well as some other people, I guess, which is no surprise. But yeah, there we go. It focused. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Also got this pen. There we go. Also got that pen of a obvious ghost trap, Mr. Transaaron 38, obviously. Yeah, I have a little small. I have that little small one over here. I can't even remember what I paid for it. It was cheap, but I'd like to get something a little, like maybe the same height but longer, possibly. Well, maybe not by much longer though. Maybe 1.5. Maybe as long as it and half again, half that again would be perfect. And then put like the big like 2x12 shelf above it. I can buy bracket. I'm gonna buy brackets when I get to Walmart again. The brackets are cheap. They're like $2 a piece, so they're not terrible at all. But the wood's what cost. I think I paid $24 for that one piece of wood. Well, you can see part of the wood, part of the board's right here. Just a small part of it for the projector to set on, and then the rest of it's up there. So, which it kind of fit up there perfect. So, couldn't ask for a better fit. But what I'd like to do is I might even put. Well, no. What my plan to do is put a shelf a little bit longer than the one that's up here, which you can't see right now. Oh, I can probably show you. Like a Blair Witch Project. There's the, it's like a 2x12 up there. You know. Finished piece of wood, 2x12, so, you know, let's face it, it's not 2x12, but there's the open wall over here. That poster can go easy. Move somewhere else, and then shelf at the top, and then between my breaker box and my little shelf for the projector, I could put like a bookshelf kind of. But the big shelf, my idea is the big shelf is going to be lower, and I'm going to put a little strip of wood at the edge of it, and then all of my, like my Technodrone and my turtle van and all of these various turtle machines in these boxes I'm going to take out and assemble and put them up there, and then they can't roll off because it's got a ledge there. So, in theory. So, I'd have to put it at the end too so it can't roll off the end somehow. Get bumped around and roll off the edge. And then that'll be my turtle shelf, and then I can put something else where the turtles are right now. So, which are the shelf I just showed you. So, that's my plan on that. And then, of course, the bookshelf thing, Lord only knows when I'm going to put in that. Just so. But yeah. Oh, also got this, if I can get my big head out of the way. Also got this right here at my finger. It comes from Dollar General. Make sure you check your Dollar Generals, because this is a 4th of July leftover. It was $5, marked half price. So I got it for $2.50 for all you mathematicians out there. I think it's pretty nice. It's actual wood. I mean, it's particle board, obviously, but it's not just like a piece of paper or, you know. It's actually was a little more thought out than that. Like a little wall hanging. I might modify it to where it'll hang, put the rope across ways and have it hanging instead of having it like that above it. I'm not a big fan of strings above pictures or frame or signs so it hangs down. I'm not a big fan of that, but it'll work for now. You'll have to send me a pic. Okay, yeah, I can send. I'll take you a picture of this shelf over here. Basically, what I want is something about the same height as this shelf that I'm going to send you a picture of, but longer, like wider, I guess, technically. Like, you know, this is the bookshelf I have now. The other one, the other one I want about like that, you know, maybe half of the width of it longer than it, you know what I mean? So, and I could give you a measurement on that. I could just measure the wall over here, but I'll take you a picture here while I'm thinking of it. Alright, and I'll take a measurement here. About what I'm looking, about the width I'm looking for, length, however you want to say it. Okay, so if you want to write this down, Steph, about 45 inches wide, or long, however you want to look at it. I call it wide because if you're looking at it, it's, you know, that's how wide something is. You know what I mean? But About 45 inches wide. I want to write that down myself, so I don't forget. So I don't have to come back and look at this video. Alright, so there we go. Make a little note for myself. It's what you got to do when you get old, so you can remember it. As long as you remember where the hell it is. Let's see. Yeah, man. Oh, I appreciate it, though. I appreciate you stopping in, Jess. Check it out, buddy. Remember the box I give you? I got it back. It's got the manual and the game as well, in great shape. Not sure. I've never played this Shadow Squadron, but maybe you have. Got those for the 32X. And I got Thunder Strike so far for the Sega CD. Not bad. Don't look bad anyway. Whoever I bought them, the guy I bought them off of must like flying simulating games. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping in. Okay, I put it in my phone notes. LOL. Okay, and I'll send you the picture, Steph. I know you know what a picture for, I know you know what a bookshelf looks like, but still. Kind of give you an idea of what the one I have now looks like. I don't care what color it is, because I can either just say I don't care what color it is, which is what I just said, or I can paint it. So either way, it's. But here you go. Here's a picture of the one I have now. Nice. I have both of those. Oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah. I did have, shucks, what was it? I can't remember. It was that Dracula game. I did have that Dracula game, that vampire game, but we know where that is, I know. But, well, I just got a message from cartridge, a message from cartridges galore. There we go. $10 off coupon. Cool. Your monthly freebie is here. $10 off. $10 off coupon. Good towards one regularly priced pre-owned item. Plus rack games. And big one free. And Pokemon singles. And 10% off. All month long consoles. Okay, and it just goes on to say different console. Okay, yeah, that's basically that's what I have. That's what I have over here now. That's basically what I'm looking for. Something like that. Doesn't really matter the shelf variation, but I can always change that too. Like this one, I can change if I really wanted to, but. Oh, really? Yeah, I'll have to be careful with that for sure. It's going to be a little while before I get it working, but the guy said it reads discs, but the motor that spins the disc is no longer working. It works sometimes it doesn't work. I actually did buy a second one, Jess. What's weird about it, I'm going to take the 32, take the 32X off real quick so it's not as close. The weird thing about it is, Jess, is I hit this button. I thought the switch, the latch itself was broke. I thought that was broke, but it's not the case. You have to literally get your fingernail in there when you hit that and pull it up. and it springs back down. So I'm thinking whoever tore this thing apart, first of all, I'm thinking they tore it apart. And I'm thinking when they tore it apart, they put that mechanism, whatever it is, I'm assuming it's some sort of spring mechanism. Instead of when you hit the button it springs up, you got to pry it up and it springs down. I'm thinking they put it in upside down, backwards somehow. I don't even know. I'm not going to make fun of it. I've done stupid crap like that before, so I can't make fun of anybody for things that I've done myself. But I'm thinking that might be an easy fix. But I got another one coming that's just this. It doesn't have the Genesis, and the picture of it is with the door held open by itself. So I know it works as far as the mechanism anyway. So between the two, I'm going to get one of them working. Okay, brother. I appreciate you stopping in. I really do. Oh, it even has the metal. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good to know. You don't really need that, but it does help. It does make it better. It makes it fit snugger on there, and definitely, yeah. There's Velcro on the bottom for some reason. No big deal. It's not going to hurt anything, but must have had it so it wouldn't slide off their shelf or something, or maybe they had it on a slant so you can see it better. That's not a bad idea, though, to be honest. Might have to utilize that. Me, though, I tend to overkill stuff, so I'll probably put more on it if I do that. But yeah, have fun, brother. I appreciate you stopping in. And thank you. Thank you for... But yeah, I'm going to try this 32 out. The 32X out first, probably. He said that all of it works except for the disc doesn't want to spin up. He said it does sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, I'm going to set this back over there instead of having it on this rickety chair. Don't want it to fly off of there, that's for sure. So that's where it's gonna go, right up here. Not that you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. See, not that you can see it because the chair's in the way, but it wasn't. But that's where that's going, right up there. Or that's where it is, I should say, I guess. And then put the games up there for it, and controllers and hookups to it on either side of it. Won't be pretty, but I've been doing that to all of my consoles here. That way I don't have to go hunting for the stuff. But anyway, coming up on an hour here. I'm going to go ahead and jump off in an hour. Appreciate everybody coming out to the stream. Anybody that watches it later and comments. If you like the stuff you see back here, consider subscribing. 800 subscribers. Going to be doing a giveaway. I have seen that my subscribers have went up. I really appreciate that. If you're one of the new subscribers and you're watching this right now, definitely appreciate the support. I got that old GPX record player. Yeah, take that. Oh, you have... So the record player part works, but the cassette part doesn't? Is that what you mean? Because I got a cassette player that doesn't work too. Bummer, I know. But I'm actually looking for a record player. I think you probably already know that. That's probably why you said that, maybe. But I'm definitely looking for a record player. I have a few records. Oh, where's that? Wait a minute. Shucks. I forgot an entire bag of pickups. Guess I better do that. Thanks for the reminder, Steph, even though you wasn't actually doing it as a reminder. The first thing out, where is it? It's already out. It's been laying here. Where the heck is it? Now, doggone it, I saw it. Oh, there it is. I haven't really been into these, but they are pretty cool. This is actually, as you know, Steph, is actually my favorite Decepticon, Soundwave. And these fig pens, they actually look pretty neat. I'm never actually going to wear it. I'm just going to set it up, display it, obviously. I got a perfect place I just found by looking. Fig pen, all this stuff's from transaaron 38, also known as Smokescreen 38, here on YouTube. Again, make sure you check them out and subscribe. And the thing that made me remember that stuff is, here's a original. This is an original. Like, I have a Ghostbusters soundtrack up here, the big record with all the songs, and I had that other small record with the singles on it that I showed in a previous video. But this one is an actual original 1984 Ghostbusters, like a single record. Like those singles that has like one song on either side of it. That's what made me think of it. Yeah, the gears for playing. The tape barely just move like a quarter. Okay. Yeah, I don't really need a tape player, but if the record player works, I would definitely be interested, for sure. If you don't need it or don't want it, of course. If that's what you mean. I'm not trying to misinterpret your what does that say? Okay, it's actually engraved and I didn't realize it. But anyway, there's not sure what. Okay, it's Ray Parker Jr. obviously, but I'm trying to find out what actual songs are made in England. I'm not exactly sure what songs are on it, to be honest. It just says Ray Parker Jr. It just says the same thing on both sides. I'm assuming there's, you know, a different song on either side, but who knows. Anyway, moving on. Also got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle magnets. Ah, okay, cool. Hell yeah. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. I have some records here. I don't know if you'd be interested in any of them, Steph. They were Deb's old records. You come down again, you can look through them if you want to take one of them or any of them or all of them or whatever. If you like any of them. Here's a wristband DX. Here's no cereal, and I'm going to take the cereal out of the other one too, because Garbage Pail Kid cereal. Show you both sides of it. And the back of it. And then also, this one's actually full of cereal, which I'm going to be taking out. We got the Rugrats Raptor cereal. What? Riptar cereal. Monster flavor in every bite. And you got the Rugrats, and then you got a freeze, whatever the hell happened there. Not exactly sure what. There we go. And then you got the nutrient facts, which I don't care because I'm not eating it. And then you have a little thing on the back, which I'm not doing. You can cut it out for a mask. Pretty cool. But I'm definitely going to be taking this out and trashing it, and maybe not. I might leave it in there for weight, or I might